We're ready to go. Woo-hoo! I'm gonna be a superstar.
What began with thousands of girls was narrowed down to just 10 by the end of the LA workshop. All of them were talented, but when 2 finalists dropped out, the judges had just one last chance to find one more girl and just one day of auditions for her to prove she had all the necessary skills to be part of the group. Following the final deliberations, Maile Misajon joined Nicole Scherzinger, Ana Maria Lombo, Ivette Sosa, and Rosanna Tavarez as the final 5. Tonight, in a special 1-hour Popstars, they'll move into a house together and begin the demanding work of recording an entire CD in only a few short weeks, and their first single in just a few days. Plus, the girls try to adjust to the pressure of living together.
The reality of living with 4 girls isn't always an easy thing.
And in the midst of an already grueling schedule, the girls receive some unexpected news. They will have only 24 hours to prepare for their first live performance in front of hundreds of TV.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Tonight, you'll see that performance. And in this 1-hour special, you'll see the premiere of the new song, What's Good for the Goose, from the upcoming Eden's Crush CD. For weeks, each of the 5 girls has imagined what life as a pop star would be like. But today, the dream comes true as they move into their new house in Los Angeles. It's a 3-story retreat, custom furnished and decorated to make the girls feel comfortable. The house is equipped with every amenity, including a gym to keep the girls in top condition. There's even a hot tub. The first to arrive is Rosanna.
I was moving from Columbus to here, and then all of a sudden it was like, this is supposed to be my house, and I was inspecting it, and all the furniture was in place. It was kind of like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
That evening, the next member of the group arrives. None of the girls have been told who else has made it.
I knew I would see you, like, some point in my life again, though.
But not in this.
But I didn't know, like, oh, hi, we're going to be with each other for, like, a long time. I had no idea.
The next to arrive is Ana Maria.
This decision for me was actually the hardest decision I've ever made in my life. Going away and leaving something that I really loved. But when it came down to it, this was it. I knew, just something inside, I knew that I had to do it.
Followed by Nicole.
From Louisville, Kentucky. We don't have houses like this.
It's really weird moving in with 4 other girls. You'd think we'd be catty or like, you know, everybody would have their own like little things that they didn't like about each other. But so far, like, we're all really respectful and considerate about each other and our feelings.
The last to arrive is Maile, and the girls were all anxious. They were told the 5th girl would come from the 2nd LA auditions, but they had no idea who she would be.
And I knew that they knew each other, too, because, you know, they all had the workshop or whatever. So I was a little intimidated. I was a little like, you know, okay, hi, this is me. Hope you like the package.
As they get to know each other, Nicole and Maile discover a common Hawaiian heritage.
I see something like Texas. Without a hat? You look Hawaiian. You I was like, aloha. You was like, hi. I was like, hello. It's not that aloha. Where's my bracelet? Look at mine. Hello. Okay, let's see, Maile. Oh, sweet child. Mine's a likalani. Got my kui for you. Oh, and my mom, it's not even. I was like, hello, aloha. And you got it. I was like, oh my God.
The girls are packed for a long stay in the house.
Yup.
And after they move in, they get ready for their first dinner together.
Tomorrow, girls, we're gonna be on a program. We are not allowed to eat cookies or dairy or. So let's just have all that stuff now, so it'll just get burned off tomorrow.
We're 5 different people chosen from different parts of the world to come together and, hi, you have to live in a house and you have to make an album together.
Okay.
Bless us, our Lord, for these our gifts which we have.
After dinner, it's off to bed because tomorrow the real work begins. 7 a.m. the next morning, they're up for a workout with trainer Nathan Moriality. They need to get in shape for the physical demands of the upcoming months.
If you tell yourself that you can't breathe and you feel like you're going to pass out and you just can't take it anymore, most likely you're probably going to do that. But if you focus your energy and really put your whole body and your mind into it, then you can do anything you want.
After a quick breakfast, it's off to begin recording the album. To keep their identities hidden, the girls must travel together by van. They're a total secret to the public for the next several months.
I didn't realize it was going to be so secretive. Like, we can't go out to dinner, we can't be seen in public, we can't, because nobody knows yet who we are.
When you can't explain it to your friends and you're lying to them, it's like, that's really hard.
It's hard sometimes because you want to be able to, like, do things as you would normally do them, like go out and all sorts of things, but there are issues with that. I want to give away the surprise.
Before the girls work with the producers of their individual songs, they get some advice from the executive producer of the CD, David Foster.
Nicole.
Hello.
The way it works best is that nobody's feelings can get hurt. If you suck on the first verse, I move you to the second verse. If you suck on a harmony part, I get somebody else to do it. Because there's just no time. You're going to be so busy. And 3 months from now, you guys are going to be a lot better than you are today as a group, right? And, I mean, we know you can all sing, but I have no time to fool around if somebody can't make their part. It's like, in the beginning you might want to, like, oh, well, let's just have her on the record because, she's part of the group. It's just about a group effort, right? So please don't get your feelings hurt. If you can handle 3 of the parts, great. Let's just get it done, because in the end, it's what's best for the group. Can I be any more clear about that?
He's very honest. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks. And I mean, that's important for me.
The pressure begins to mount.
Usually you have no deadline when your album comes out. Or the deadline is like a year, 6 months at least, and we have like 2 months to finish a whole album.
Starting with the first single. It has to be recorded right away in order to make the release deadline. To get ready, the girls meet with vocal coach Roger Love.
What's this part right here?
Because without you, see, I do anything you like. Because without you, see, I do anything I like.
Because without you, see, I do anything I like.
Here's some of the things to look for in the roadmap, okay? So you've got this whole kind of like note rap section, right? But then when you get to that, that has to be completely different. So it's like, so you've got this, that was then, this is now, look me in the eyes. Now it's like totally different vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, like the most beautiful thing you ever heard. If love could choose sides. Oh. So just make sure that's like a whole different vibe, right?
The girls have their own ideas about how parts should be assigned, but Roger's there for reality check.
We were talking about it, and we were like, if we go into the studio with like an idea of the song, and we figure
Or at least knowing that you can do the low,
or
you can do the high.
or doing something, whoever's best for it.
I'm more than willing to work on the song, assign parts, work on harmonies, do whatever we have to do. But the bottom line is when you go into the studio, the producers are going to decide. So I don't want to spend hours of time assigning parts and working on parts that you go into the studio and then you don't get that part.
The assigning of parts is an issue none of the girls had considered. Now reality is setting in. When Popstars returns, just when they thought the competition was over, a whole new round of auditions is beginning.
Cool. So what's your name again? Ivette. Great. Next.
The debut single will be overseen by producer-composer Matthew Gerard.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Gerard co-wrote the song along with songwriters Michelle Weiss-Maslin and John Keller. Meeting the girls for the first time, Matthew was impressed with their level of preparation. The question of who will sing lead is still up in the air. Before making a decision, Matthew listens to each girl's voice.
You know what I want to do first? Because I want to find out who's good for what part.
Yeah, I was right there like a little wife. I was everything that you need, always in line. I was living you.
They came in the first day and they could sing all of it.
Now look me in the eye. Oh.
So what's your name again? Ivette.
If love could choose sides, it's taking mine, so goodbye. Must be hard to be you, yeah, living in your life. I was always the one to cry. Now everything is gonna get over yourself, no why. Cause without you, see, I do anything I like. Sometimes I stay out all night. And everything is alright.
Great, you got a great tone.
Every girl gets a shot, but that doesn't mean an equal part on the single.
So you're going to belt this one out a bit.
Yeah.
Let's try it once. Maile had a great pop voice. We used her in the bridge of the song.
When you learn a few things about love, until then.
The nervousness behind the mic kind of, it comes out of, you know that there are people listening to you, they're casting you for a part in the song, they're going to critique everything that you do.
Gerard is listening for a particular sound, and when it's time to record, each girl is used very specifically.
For the O, do you want it more like...
I want air.
You want air, okay.
Ro had a great breathy, airy quality, which in the pre-chorus, all the O's. So, one more time, same thing. 3. Okay, that's cool. We'll go on to the chorus now.
I was always the one to cry.
In the chorus, I used her to do an octave of the melody, which is put back in the mix, but it just adds to the size of the chorus.
I don't have experience in this, so I have discovered through vocal lessons with Roger that there is an entire range that I can play with.
For Ivette, the process is about one thing.
Pressure. Pressure that we all want to be showcased in a song.
Get over yourself goodbye. It must be hard to be you, yeah, living in your life.
The way the verses go, there's not enough pressure.
Everything is alright. Over yourself, no why.
You've got to show them exactly what it is in 2 seconds. Boom, that's it. That was your chance. Pressure.
The recording session continues into the late morning hours. The girls are exhausted, but this song has to be finished tonight.
It is exhausting when you start the day out you start the day working out with Nathan for 3 hours, and then you eat your lunch, and then you have like a 2-hour car ride to the studio. You're there from like 1 to 3 in the morning. That can be tiresome sometimes.
So here we go. Well, let's try the second verse.
Telling myself that every magazine say with me was on the shelf. I was giving out, giving in, giving away my dreams while you put it in. It down, now I found myself a steam.
I used Ana Maria in the second verse a lot. It comes across, but it doesn't sound like she's trying. It doesn't sound like she's pushing. You know, she has the attitude, but it's just cool. And it's really contrasts Nicole. Yeah, that's great. You can come in. I'm going to fly these.
Okay.
To the other pre-chorus. I would just kind of pick, and I would say, I think you're the best for this part, try it. And, you know, it'd be no hard feelings. If it wasn't right, I'd just say, out, next.
Yeah, I was right there like a little wife.
In the end, the first verse goes to Nicole.
I was living you, loving you, feeling your desires.
There's certain things that Nicole was definitely the best at, just because of her natural born tone in her voice. You know, it would cut through in certain areas. You know, and I really got to know them over a couple of days, who was good for what. And there wasn't egos, although they all wanted to sing as much as they could, which is good, you know, but there were no egos.
Matthew was mistaken about one thing. There are bruised egos. And Maile expresses what the others are thinking.
There is no frustration. No, I'll rephrase that. There is frustration in what's happening in terms of how we cut our tracks.
The assignment of parts has become a heated issue for the girls.
There are things
things to subscribe to the idea that there will be one or two lead singers in a group. Because guess what?
Me neither.
Groups are not like that.
I'll tell you.
Not all groups are like that.
Thank you, Rosanna.
After 2 long days in the studio, the girls have issues to discuss.
Because you know what? It has to be before the day starts like this. Because I'll tell you what, sometimes the day ends, sometimes it's a little hard for me.
We are a group. We need to talk to each other because this is what's important for us as a group, not as an individual.
Yeah, I refuse. There are things to subscribe to the idea that there will be one or two lead singers in a group. Because guess what?
Me neither.
Groups are not like that.
I'll tell you.
Not all groups are like that.
Thank you, Rosanna, because I'm telling you, like, I understand that's the way a lot of groups work. But pick and choose your battles. And this is not a battle I want to pick.
We've had tension. We've had cries. We need to keep it real within the circle because yes, ultimately, we all want to be featured. We all want to have our shot as a soloist.
Right.
But we are a group now. And whatever's going to happen from this moment forward needs to be the 5 of us.
I think outside the studio, everything's usually peachy keen. But inside the studio, sometimes it heats up.
You want people to hear you. You want to be someone who says, that's me. That's like the line that I sang, even if it's just a line. I mean, that's important to you.
We all want to be featured. We all want to have a part on this record. So when you don't, your ego's kind of crushed. You know, all of our egos have been crushed. I don't care what anybody says. They all have at one point in the studio.
The only thing I'm not that crazy about the song is that it doesn't feature all of us. There's, you know, so I'm not too crazy about that.
The group has a song, now they need a name.
The Deal. No?
No. I'd have to say right now my favorite name for the group is Bella.
What about On the Real?
No.
Real Deal. We all can think one, we won't say it out loud, but let's just think of a name that's really cheesy.
Elation. No, I'm just kidding. The girls will kill me. I thought of this name called Elation, but it's...
What about Seek?
You guys didn't like A&E or E&A?
Amuse. No. Ooh, I like that. Kismet. That's really dumb.
Like Content.
After rejecting hundreds of names, the girls finally make a decision. Now they have a song and a name.
Hi, we're Eden's Crush.
There like a little wife, I was everything that you need, always in line. I was living you, loving you, feeling your desires. But that was then, this is now, look me in the eye. And if love could choose sides, it's taking mine. So it felt goodbye. It must be hard to be you, yeah. Living in your life, I was always the one to cry. Now everything is alright. Over yourself, no, cause without you, see, I do anything I like. Sometimes I stay out all night. And everything is alright. Just did I kept telling myself, and every magazine said was me was on the shelf. I was giving out, giving in, giving away my dreams. While you put me down, now I found myself asleep. Oh, you won't get me back, no. Without you, see, I do anything I like. Sometimes I stay out all night. And
The girls find out they have only 24 hours to prepare for a live performance in front of hundreds of critics. Plus, as this one-hour special Popstars continues, your first look at a brand new song, What's Good for the Goose, from the upcoming Eden's Crush CD.